Hello and welcome back to another video. This one is third grade math review part 5, and in this video we will add and subtract multi-digit numbers. Please don't forget to click below for a free 60 question worksheet so that you can practice with your student or your child on third grade material. Alright, let's get this party started. First question, we're going to select all expressions that are equal to 258. Select all expressions equal to 258. Well, my friends, we're going to take our time and we're going to add each one of these options just to make sure that we are getting 258. I know it takes some time. I know. However, it's worth it. It's worth it taking the time to add and subtract whatever we need to do to get our answer. So let's set up A first. A is 519 minus 264. Make sure your ones are lined up under your ones and the tens under the tens and the hundreds under the hundreds. So that way we make sure that our subtraction or addition is correct. So 9 minus 4, 9 take away 4 is 5. 1 take away 6, we can't do that. We have to regroup. So when we go next door, we're going to regroup and the 5 becomes a 4. The 1 becomes 11. So now we're looking at 11 minus 6, which is 5. And 4 minus 2 is 2. So that's 255, not 258 like we're looking for. So A does not work. Let's try B. 150 plus 108. 150 plus 108. So now we're switching to addition. So it's 0 plus 8 is 8. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 1, that's 2. That is 258. B is an option. Let's move on to C. C is 272 plus 83. Let's add those together and see what we get. So that's 3 plus 2 will give me 5. 7 plus 8. Well, I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, so I add one more and that's 15. So that's a 5 that goes here and 1. So what we have here is 355. Ooh, that does not work either for C. Let's try D. So for D, we're looking at 350 minus 92. So we have a 0 minus 2. We can't do that because 0 is less than 2. Let's go with regrouping. This 5 now becomes a 4. And the one that we just borrowed goes over here. So we have 10 minus 2, which is, 8. Now 4 minus 9, we can't do that because the 4 is less than 9. So we have to regroup. The 3 now becomes a 2. And we're looking at 14 minus 9. 14 minus 9, you guessed it, is 5. Now we bring the 2 down because 2 is not taking away anything. So that's 258. That works out for D. What about the last one, E? So 178 plus 65. Let's add those two together now. 8 plus 5 will give me 13. And then we add 7. We can hear what I see here. I can add 6 plus 1 to give me 7, and then 7 plus 7 is 14. So that's 243. That does not work out to 258. So my answer options are B and D. Great job. We did that. Did it take us a long time? No, we did it. Let's keep going. Now it says, what is the value of the expression? I know my third grade friends will say, well, what does value mean? Value means, like, what do you get? How much do you get? How much is it worth? What would you get when you complete this expression? And in math, expression simply means combining numbers using either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay? So when you're combining numbers and you're figuring out the answer, that's the expression. Particularly when it doesn't have an equal sign. If it has an equal sign and an answer, then that's an equation. It's a little different. So right now it's an expression. Now I want you to notice in this expression there is an addition sign and a subtraction sign. I'm going to add first because that's what comes first when I'm reading from left to right. So first I'm going to add 576 plus 397. Add those together first. Okay, this is what I'm doing first, this portion right here. So it's 6 plus 7, that's 13. 9 plus 1, that's 10 plus 7, 17. 5 plus 1, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. 973 is my answer for just this portion of the expression. Then I take the answer that I just got, 973, right? And I'm going to subtract 204. It's almost like a two-step problem. So it is a two-step problem, two different operations being done. So now I have to do 3 minus 4. I can't do that. I have to regroup actually. So the 7 in the tens place now becomes a 6. My 3 becomes 13. What is 13 minus 4? Good, 9. And then 6 minus nothing, 6. 9 minus 2, that is 7. So my answer is 769. All right, on to the next one. 703 minus 685. 703 minus 685. Let's go ahead and set that up. Oh, that's pretty. And then 685. So we're going to have to regroup. Do you see that already? Because 3 minus 5, I cannot do that because 3 is less than 5. When I regroup, I notice that there's nothing for me to borrow here from the 0. 0 is nothing. So then I'd go next door again, and that's a 7. What I'm going to do in this case is combine the 7 and the 0 together to make it 70. Now I'm going to ask myself, what is 70 minus 1? 70 minus 1 is 69. I'm going to switch colors here so you can see it a little bit better. 7 minus 1 is 7D minus 1 is 69. So now I'm looking at 69 over here, 6 in the hundreds place, 9 in the tens place, right? Now what I just borrowed, the one that I just borrowed from the 70, I'm going to give it to the tens. So now I have 13 minus 5. 13 minus 5 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. And then 6 minus 6 is 0. Don't have to put the 0 there. It's understood that my answer is 18. If you don't believe me, what you should probably do to check your answers is add these two numbers together. If you end up getting this number, then you know that your answer is correct. That's just a little trick that you can use to double check your answers. All right, next question. What is the sum? Do you know what sum means? Well, sum is the answer you get when you add. Again, sum, the answer you get when you add. Or the answer to an addition problem. Right? So what they're asking me to do is add 47 plus 85 plus 24 and plus 16. Okay, quite a bit, but we can do it. So let's go ahead and add all the ones first. I can see 6 plus 4 is 10. And I see 10 plus 5 is 15. Do you know what 15 plus 7 is? That's 22. So the 2 goes here, and another 2 in the tens place goes there. Make sense so far? Great. Now let's go ahead and add 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1. Do you see anything easy that you can add together first? Maybe 2 plus 2. That's 4, right? And then 4 plus 4 is 8. And then you have 8 plus 8 is 16. Plus 1 more, that will give me 17. So I have an answer of 172. Did you get 172 when you added these numbers together? Well, here's the thing. If you want to pause the video at any time during this lesson, please do so you can double check your answers, or you can do the answers ahead of me and then use me to check your answers with. That's totally fine. I don't mind you doing that. All right. So the actual sum of these two numbers, not two numbers, of 4 numbers is 172. All right, let's try the other one. What is the value of the expression? Again, value is what is it worth? What do you get when you add these numbers together? So let's do it first, because we wouldn't know which one to pick, whether it's A, B, C, or D, unless we actually add these numbers together. So let's line them up one under the other with the ones under the ones, the tens under the tens, the hundreds under the hundreds, and then we add. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 8, 22. Okay, 2 plus 2, that's 4. Well, actually I see 3 2's here, so I'm going to go 2, 4, 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay, and then I place the 1 here under the, oops, sorry, I would place the 1 here above the hundreds place. So now that's 9 plus 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How did I do that? Again, 10, 11, plus this one is 11, and I kind of do a dot count, 12, 13, 14. So that's 1,412. And I see my answer. It's B. All right, let's move to the next question. Select all the expressions that are equal to 745. 745. So what I'm going to do is go through each and every option, and I'm going to do the work. I'm going to add, I'm going to subtract. Whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do it, because my objective is to get this answer correct. And because they say select all, I know that there's more than one. There are probably more than two answers, but I'm going to stay for sure that there will be more than one answer. Okay, so what we're looking at is addition first. 3 plus 2 is 5. 6 plus 8 is 14. 3 plus 3, that's 6, plus 1, that's 745. Ooh, A works out great, perfectly. Let's move on to B. B is 350 plus 415. Let's add those together. So 0 plus 5, that's 5. 5 plus 1, that's 6. 3 plus 4 is 765. So B doesn't work out very well for us. Let's try C. 981 minus 236. Right? So 1 minus 6, I can't do that. I have to regroup. The 8 becomes a 7. 11 minus 6 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. And 9 minus 2 would give me 745. Is that 745 that I'm looking for? Yes, it is. All right, so let's move on to letter D. 879 minus 247. 9 minus 7, that's 2. I already see it's not correct. 7 minus 4 is 3. And 8 minus 2 is 532. No, this one does not work. How about E? 452. Adding 293 to that. We're looking at 3 plus 2, that's 5. 9 plus 5 is 14, while 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7. 745. Told you there is more than one answer, but in reality, there's actually 3 answers. So those are our options. We took the time. We figured out the answers for each one. We did each operation. Great job if you did that with me. Let's move on to the next problem. What is the sum? Remember, the sum is the answer you get when you add. So what they're asking me to do is, what answer will you get when you add 641 plus 267 plus 398? When you add those together, what's the sum? Or what is the answer you get when you add all of those numbers? So 8 plus 7 plus 1. That looks like 8 plus 8 to me, right? That's 16. And then I'm going to add 9 plus 1, that's 10, plus 4, that's 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. And 2 plus 2, that's 4. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 3, that's 13. I got 1,306. Did you get the same answer? Excellent job. Let's move on to the next question. You're doing great. So what is 802? 802 minus 289. Basic subtraction, but the only problem is 2 subtract 9 won't be able to work. I have to regroup. Remember what we did in the last problem where we had to regroup like this? When we went next door and there was nothing, what we did was combine the two numbers together. The 8 and the 0. So we call that 80, of course. 80 minus 1 is 79. The 7 is in the hundreds place, the 9 is in the tens place. You take what you just borrowed from the 80 and you give it to the 1. So now we have 12 minus 9. 12 items minus 9 is 3, and 9 minus 8 is 1. 7 minus 2 is 513. Make sense? Great. Now they're asking me, what's the difference? What do you mean, what's the difference? Well, when we see the word difference in math, it means subtraction. Don't forget that. What's the difference mean? The answer you get when you subtract. Just like sum is the answer you get when you add, the difference is the answer you get when you subtract. So 560 minus 287, that answer here will be called the difference. So let's find the difference. So 0 minus 7, we can't do that. We have to regroup. So the 6 becomes a 5. And then the 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 7, that would give me 3. 5 minus 8, ooh, I can't do that. I have to regroup again. So the 5 in the hundreds place becomes a 4. 15 minus 8. Do you know what the answer is? It's actually 7. 4 minus 2, that's 2. My difference is 273. We did that. Now for the next problem. So what we're looking at is select all the expressions that equal 416. Remember, when we see select all, that simply means that there should be more than one answer, right? And we're looking for a sum or a difference of 416. Notice we do have some addition signs here and then some subtraction signs here. Okay, so let's work out one by one. We're going to take our time and figure out the answer one by one. Let's start with A. So we're working with 216 plus 190. So that's 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 9, that's 10. So the 0 goes here in the tens place, and we place the 1 over in the hundreds place. 2 plus 1 plus 1, that's 406. So that does not work out to be 416. The sum is not 416. So let's try B. B states 176 plus 240. 6 plus 0 is 6. 7 plus 4, it's 11. And 2 plus 1 plus 1, that's 4. So that's 416. The sum is correct here for B. It does work out to be 416. Let's try C at the bottom here. So 625 minus 209. Okay, 5 minus 9, we cannot do that. We have to regroup because 5 is less than 9. So the 2 is going to be, we're going to borrow from the 2 and it becomes a 1. And now we're looking at 15 minus 9, which is 6. 1 minus 0 is 1. 6 minus 2 is 4. So my answer for C is 416. So I would circle that. Let's move on to D. D is 660 minus 254. 0 minus 4, I can't do that. I have to regroup. So the 6 becomes a 5 and the 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 5 is 0. 6 minus 2, well, that's 4. So we're looking at 406 for letter D. So D and A does not work out so far, but B and C does. Let's try the last option, E. 753 minus 357. So 3 minus 7, we cannot do that. We have to regroup. This 5 becomes 4. The 3 becomes 13. So what is 13 minus 7? Well, that is 6. Okay, and 4 minus 5, that can't be done because 4 is less than 5. So we regroup one more time. The 7 becomes a 6. So we're looking at 14 minus 5, which is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. Our answer here is 396, which does not work out to 416. So our only options and answers for this problem of all the expressions that equal 416 are B and C. Great job. Last question. What is the sum of 396 and 507? Remember, the sum is the answer you get when you add numbers. Okay, so the answer to an addition problem. Okay, so what we have to do is add, and it doesn't matter what number I place at the top or bottom because it's just an addition, so we can place the smaller number at the top and it's still okay. So 396 plus 507. So 6 plus 7, 7 plus 6 is 13. And then the 9 plus 1 is 10, so the 0 goes here, and then the 1 goes over here. 3 plus 1 plus 5, that's 9. 903 is the answer to 390, the sum of 396 and 507. And that's the end of this video. I hope you join me on the next video where we will continue our review of third grade math material. See you then.